Folks, welcome to episode 2 of Show Us Your Tanks. Have some great looking tanks to show you coming up right now. First, I'd like to thank everyone that submitted pictures and videos for this episode of Show Us Your Tanks. I know it's been a little while since the first episode, but I wanted to make sure I had enough submissions for a full video. So to everyone who submitted, thank you for allowing me to showcase your work. The goal of Show Us Your Tanks is simple. It's simply to use this channel as a platform to showcase what you are all doing. I've had the privilege of getting to know a lot of you over the years. I know how good your tanks look, how much passion you have for the hobby, and how hard you work at your tanks. So it's a pleasure to be able to showcase your work for you. Now, we're not rating tanks here. We're not giving them a 1 to a 10. This is open to any level hobbyist, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. And as we showcase your tanks, it very well may give someone watching the video an idea for their next tank build. Have some really neat looking tanks to show you in this episode, starting with my buddy Jim and his 75-gallon tank. Here is Jim's 75-gallon tank. Jim's been a long-time friend of the channel, so Jim, thank you for all of your continued support. I wanted to start with Jim's plants. He sent me a nice long list. So what we have here on the left-hand side is an Apongeton crispus, and on the bottom left here, a Cardamine lyrata. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. This is also called a Japanese cress or Chinese ivy, if anybody is interested. It's a great looking plant. We have some Starigani repens or repens in the front left of the tank, and some Java fern back on the left-hand side, right in front, it looks like, of the Apongeton. Now in Jim's tank, he's using a Phoenix 24/7 CC LED light. Love that light, have one myself. He has a FLUVAL 306 and 206 canister filter on the tank with two 200-watt heaters. He does inject CO2, about 2 bubbles per second into the tank. Has a Hydor power head on the top left, and he's using black fluorite gravel on the left and right-hand sides of the tank with some Petco Imaginarium sand right there in the middle of the tank. As we move over to the right-hand side of the tank, we have some Hygrophila deformis, of course also known as water sprite. As Jim says, it's a nutrient hog, great for fighting algae, and it is. It's great for soaking up nitrates in the aquarium. We have some Hydrocotyl tripartite down on the bottom right-hand side. Jim just planted that. We have some Anubias behind it, and we have various crypts planted in the sand. It looks like Cryp undulata maybe, or Cryp wenti from the look of it, but great looking plants in the tank. And the livestock in the tank, we've got panda cories, 7. Jim wants to get 3 to 5 more of those. It's his favorite fish. I don't blame you, Jim. We have Otocinclus in the tank, a bristlenose pleco, guppies, a black molly. We have gold dust mollies, neons, serpe tetras, and Siamese algae eaters. Jim also says he wants to get 5 or 6 clown loaches for the tank. I would be a big fan of that. I love clown loaches. You certainly have enough room in the tank for that. And his tank is sloped a little bit, 2 to 3 inches of black fluorite in the back and about 1.5 inches right in the middle of the tank with that Imaginarium sand. So Jim, great looking tank. Thank you for sharing. Next submission is from Jeff. Jeff actually sent in 3 of his tanks. We're going to start here with his 135-gallon tank. And folks, look how well planted this tank is. From a stocking perspective, he's got several different fish in here. 3 species of rainbows, 2 species of cories, a handful of ottos, a Siamese algae eater, I think a few of those, 2 bristlenose plecos, a couple of random male mollies, a few zebra danios, and 2 pearl gouramis. Jeff's plant list is long, and you can see the variety of plants in this exceptionally well-planted tank. We have 6 different species of Hygrophila. There's an Amazon sword, a red Hades sword, Ludwigia, Rotala, a variety of different crypts, Anubias nana, Anubias mango, Anubias barteri, Pogostemon erectus, and many others. This is an exceptionally well-planted tank. Well done, Jeff, on this planting and the trimming on this tank. Just really, really well done. I'm sure it's a lot of work, but it looks fantastic. This is Jeff's 6-gallon rimless BOWFRONT, and on the right-hand side, what I thought was interesting, all of those rocks are naturally sourced, so a great use of local natural resources and well-built. Variety of plants in here with 2 male guppies and 2 male endlers, and the plants range from Java fern to various species of crypts to Ludwigia. Very, very well done. Here's Jeff's 9-gallon FLUVAL Flex. At the time he sent this, no fish in this tank quite yet, but a lot of different plant species. from Anubias to Bulbitis to Ludwigia to Monte Carlo, some Hygrophila in the tank as well. So Jeff, great looking tanks. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. The next submission is from Nayan. Nayan, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I apologize if I'm not. 53-gallon FLUVAL tank. This is being powered by a FLUVAL 306 canister filter. Love that. Have one myself. Stocking wise, we have a male beta in the tank, a pair of Bolivian rams. You can see those on the bottom left-hand corner. 2 honey gouramis, 21 neon tetras, 15 harlequin rasboras, 12 rummy nose tetras, 4 ottos, and 5 Julie Corey catfish. Now, I did want to point out 2 plants. The red tiger lotus. If you haven't tried that plant yet, folks, it's amazing. One of my favorites. And some Alodia, a great cold water plant. Now, there are a variety of other plants here in the tank. Some Amazon swords, some Staragini repens or repens, some Hygrophila, and of course, we pointed out the tiger lotus and the Alodia. Nayan, thank you for submitting. What a great looking tank. I love kind of the Orient theme you've given the tank as well. Our next submission is from George. We're going to look at his 30-gallon long. Now, George started fish keeping in the late 70s with another 30-gallon long, and he's had this particular tank for about 10 years, but this is his very first real planted tank. So congratulations, George, on jumping in for a first planted tank. This looks fantastic. Certainly a lot better than my first planted tank ever did. So fantastic job on that. And George really likes tetras. In fact, he's been keeping only primarily tetras for the last 4 years, and he plans on staying with the tetra species. Now, he does have some, it looks like albino cories in the tank as well, and there's a bristlenose pleco in the tank. George also says, let's not forget the pest snails. George, I hear you. I have some of those in one of my own tanks. He got his pleco from Michael's Fish Room. Michael's got a great YouTube channel. I'm sure many of you have seen his channel, and the other pleco he got from a breeder in the Baltimore area. But George, great job on a first real planted tank. I hope it's the first of many more in the future. Our next tanks are from Nancy. Now, Nancy actually sent in 4 tanks, starting with her 10-gallon beta tank. Say hello to Otis here in the middle on the rock, and a really nicely planted Anubias behind Otis. So that is doing really, really well. Whatever nutrients and lighting you're using, Nancy, keep it up because that plant looks fantastic, as does Otis. This is Nancy's 29-gallon tank, which has been up and running for 2 years. In this tank are 2 Cory cats, a yo-yo loach, neons, glow light tetras, harlequin rasboras, being powered by a canister filter and a small hang on the back, pool filter sand for the substrate, and very, very lush plants, Nancy. Very, very well done. Beautiful tank. This is Nancy's 33-gallon tank. This has been running for 6 months, and in this tank we have 5 Cory cats, another yo-yo loach, 6 dwarf gouramis. This is being powered by a canister filter and pool filter sand in this tank as well, and I've done videos on this in the past. Pool filter sand with great root tabs can work very, very well in planted tanks. Another beautiful tank, Nancy. And here is Nancy's 75-gallon tank. There are 5 angelfish in this tank, a blue ACARA, we'll see a picture of him up close in a second, dwarf albino pleco, yo-yo loach, and numerous snails. This is being powered by a Marineland 350 that's been modified as well as an aqua clear. And here's Nancy's blue ACARA, beautiful looking fish. Great looking tanks, Nancy. Thank you so much for the submission. Our next tanks are from Adam, and Adam is in the throes, it looks like, of building himself quite a fish room. Look at this first tank, folks. This is a monster tank. We'll see this from another angle here in a second, but look at the plant growth and how well trimmed everything is. I love the carpet on the tank. Really, really well done. Obviously a lot of work, but boy, Adam, does this look good. Done just a marvelous job on this tank. Here it is from the side view. This is a monster tank, but a great carpet, great looking plants. Now, Adam also sent a shot that we saw before. This is of his living room, and this is looking like it's turning into quite the fish room. Adam, I don't know if that's the goal of the plan later on, but I love the look of the tanks. We have about 5 tanks here. Love that big one with the castle inside the tank. So Adam, thank you so much. Really appreciate the submission. Those were a lot of fun to take a look at. 2 submissions that came in very recently within the last few weeks. I wanted to wait to include these in this video. The first is Robert's planted tank. Robert, thank you for all the support. Robert's also a longtime friend of the channel. You'll see he's got a nice big red-tailed shark on the bottom left-hand corner of the tank. Looks great, nice and healthy. Tank's looking really, really nice. Robert, I'm glad that we could fit the submission in. thank you for emailing it and sending it over. And our last submission on this episode of Show Us Your Tanks is from Bill. And this is a tank that Bill has had running for 10 years, although he's recently completely redone it. And what a job you did, Bill. Really lush plant growth. In the middle there on the bottom, I love the growth of the crypts. I believe that's an Amazon sword behind it, maybe an Amazon sword black. I'm not completely sure. On the right-hand side, on the bottom, some Anubias nana. We have some crinum. Over on the right-hand side, some angels, rams, and tetras. Really nice job redoing this, Bill. I know how much work that was, but you did a terrific job. Thank you for the submission. Again, thank you to everyone that submitted for this episode of Show Us Your Tanks, and a thank you to all of you for your continued support of the channel, for all of your comments, your emails. If you're taking time out of your day to comment or email me, I'm certainly going to do everything I can to not only read every one, which I do, but to answer every single one. And I try to do the very best job I can to be helpful when answering comments or emails. Occasionally, one or two may slip through. I apologize for that, but I do my best to read and respond to every single comment, being as thorough as I can, as well as emails. So again, thank you for your continued support of the channel. I'm just grateful that the videos are helpful to a lot of you. And as I've always said, if you continue to watch the videos, I will continue to keep making them. Please like, comment, and subscribe for future content. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you soon. If you'd like to show us your tanks, simply send an email to dmichaelsfishden@gmail.com. Send in a picture or video of your tank, a description of it, what plants you're keeping, what fish you're keeping, how long you've been in the hobby, really anything that you would like to tell us. Include your name or your YouTube handle if you happen to have a YouTube channel, and we will feature your tank on the next episode of Show Us Your Tanks.